Hi students, it's Ms. Bale. I'm going to be going over the informative essay that you'll be writing in the next few weeks here. It will be due right before we leave for spring break. This is an essay that is a little bit different than we've done in the past. So you don't need to necessarily have any strong opinion about anything. You're just trying to get across the point about this particular question, which is what motivates people to struggle for change and what methods are typically used to make change happen. So the essay's purpose is simply to give the reader information to expand their knowledge and accept your thesis as a credible viewpoint. A formal and objective tone should be used throughout the paper. Your personal opinion should be kept to a minimum, if at all. So you've read the following documents on the struggle for women's rights in the last 3 weeks and have answered reading comprehension questions. You some or all of these as evidence in your essay. So we have Ain't I a Woman, Declaration of Sentiments, and The Story of an Hour. In addition to these readings, you have the option of finding other examples of why women struggle for change. Based on the option you choose, here's some examples of how to organize the body of your essay. So if you choose option 1, you just use the last 3 readings as evidence to show how and why women struggled in the 1800s. So you'll only be dealing with that particular time period and those 3 readings. And this is how you could set your body paragraphs up. Just read through these. Option 2, which I believe is more interesting because you're expanding your knowledge, is you will use the readings above and the resource linked here to show how and why different women struggled for change. So there are 11 different important women to choose from. So the first body paragraph would be dealing with the readings that you did in class. And then the second body paragraph, you would click on this link here and decide which of these women you would like to focus on for that second body paragraph. So they're videos. And so you would need to take some notes to get a sense of who they are, what they did to contribute to the struggle for freedom. And these are very well done videos, and you can see they're only 12 minutes long approximately. And we have all these different choices. So your second body paragraph, you would pick one of these women, and for your third body paragraph, you would pick a different one. So regardless of which option you choose, you must use quotes from the last 3 readings. So again, picking option 2, you would use evidence from the 3 readings. And then 2 and 3 are coming from the links as I showed you. So the next thing I want to go over is the rubric. And I'm not going to read through all of this. You will get a copy of this. So these are the requirements for the informative essay. We will be using MLA format. And here is the rubric that shows the expectations for grading. And then what I want to do now is show you how to set up your MLA paper. So I've already inserted my page number, but I will show you again how to do that. So you go to Insert Page Numbers, and then you click on the one with the numbers showing in the upper right corner. Okay, so you would be here, but you would also add your last name like I did. So you would go ahead and type in your last name, and then you're done with that piece. And going to cooperate with me. Okay, the next thing that you would do is go to Left Justify. So make sure you're over here, Left Justify, and you type in your name, whatever that is. Okay, so your first and last name. Then you would type in your teacher's name. And if you have a co-teacher, you would add Mrs. Tachikeen's name as well. Next, you put your class name and whatever period you are in. Finally, the date. So let's say the date you finish is March 15th. You would actually put the 15 first. This is MLA format. And then the year. Okay, so it's a little bit different than we normally do. And notice how everything is double spaced. I also need to put my title, but I need to make it centered and make sure it's an original title. And it is not just informational essay. Okay, so making an original title tied to the topic. Then I would start my introduction. Okay, so you need to make sure you're off of the center alignment and go back to this left justification, but tab over to begin your introduction. Now, at this point, we would already have done an outline so that you know what you're going to say in your introduction. And this will be about, your typical 5-paragraph essay. So you also want to make sure you're using double spacing. And you can always do that after the fact, or you can set that up in the beginning, but just make sure you're on double space. Whoops. Otherwise, okay, so for example, let me just pretend I'm typing here, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to see this. Okay, so you need to make sure you are double spaced. This is bolded and I don't want bolded. Okay, so we don't need to have anything bolded for MLA. Okay, so you want to make sure, again, that you are double spacing throughout. And I have this on 11 right now, but normally we have a 12-point font. You can use Arial. You can use, I believe Calibri is another one that's okay to use, just nothing weird. Okay, so Arial or Calibri are fine, or Times New Roman. So that is basically how you would set up your MLA formatting. And then you also need to cite your sources. So we will have a little mini lesson on that too. Okay. Thanks, guys.